Is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Here we go. I'm sitting in gridlock. Spent 2 hours on this block. Can't get out of the city. It's a terrible pity. This is a total disaster. If I can walk, I'd go faster. If I can walk, I'd go faster than I do driving my car. I want to go to a place where they're singing and playing guitars, where the lights from the streets in the city don't drown out the stars, where I can hear singing of birds, not the honking of cars. I want to go to a place where there's plenty of space and everyone knows who you are. But I'm sitting in gridlock. Spent 2 hours on this block. Can't get out of the city. It's a terrible pity. This is a total disaster. If I can walk, I'd go faster. If I can walk, I'd go faster than I do driving my car. Oh, my honey is waiting for me, and I wish I were there. My car's overheating, the engine's polluting the air. There's holes in the ozone, but nobody here seems to care. I'm breathing carbon monoxide, tired of this ride, listening to radios blare. I'm sitting in gridlock. Spent 2 hours on this block. Can't get out of the city. It's a terrible pity. This is a total disaster. If I could walk, I'd go faster. If I could walk, I'd go faster than I do driving my car. I could have gone on the subway or taken a taxi or a bus, or pedaled a bike here or stayed home and skipped all the fuss. I can't make a U-turn, can't put the car in reverse. I'm stuck here forever. The traffic has never been worse. I'm sitting in gridlock. Spent 2 hours on this block. Can't get out of the city. It's a terrible pity. This is a total disaster. If I could walk, I'd go faster. If I could walk, I'd go faster than I do driving my car. Thank you. Yeah, clapping in calypso. Huh?
The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest today is Ann Price.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Ann, with Steve Suffet.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Steve. Well, that was a song of New York City angst.
Yes, it is. I was driving home from one of my friend's concerts, and I was on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. And my friend Joanne Davis had recently written a song with a calypso beat called The Thing That's Going Around. And I thought, maybe I could write a song in that kind of rhythm. And I had to keep pulling over to write down the words because it started coming while I was driving. And I found many times when it seemed extremely appropriate, including today driving to Steve's house.
Yes.
I got stuck.
You were about 45 minutes late.
Yes.
That song rather, has been on Car Talk on NPR.
Yes, that's right. That was a thrill. I got
Cool.
played on NPR, and I got calls from my brother-in-law in Nashville and my sister in Arizona, and I heard you on the radio. That was fun.
That's a nice place to be heard.
Yes. Well,
a lot of people listen to that show.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great show.
That's a fun show.
So what else would you like to share with us, Anne?
Well, this is another song I wrote about getting older. I wrote it around my 50th birthday. That was a few years ago now, but it's the one that gets requested the most, I think. It's kind of an optimistic song about getting older, and a lot of women come up to me and say, oh, I like that one. I can relate to that. So. Now that I'm halfway through the race, and I see the lines of time upon my face, should I pretend I don't remember Martin Luther King or Joan Baez and the songs she used to sing? I may not be a kid, but I'm not old. But youth is where it's at, is what we're told. And when you get to middle age, they say you're obsolete, and getting old is nothing but defeat. But this is my time, this is my prime. I've made it, this is where I want to be. This is my time, this is my prime. I know where I'm going, this is me. My grandma used to dress up like the girls. She wore heavy makeup, jewelry and pearls. She wore high heels and false eyelashes till the day she died. Her age was something that she had to hide. Advertisers fill our hearts with dread. They say if you're not young and beautiful, you're dead. But I don't want to live my life in Never, Never Land, eternal youth or castles in the sand. This is my time, this is my prime. I've made it, this is where I want to be. This is my time, this is my prime. I know where I'm going, this is me. I remember when I was a kid, I'd copy what the grown-up people did. I'd borrow Mama's lipstick, and I dreamed of my first date. I thought that being 16 would be great. I remember when I was 16. I was naive, innocent, and green. Dating was a bummer. High school was a drag. I waved my fear and sadness like a flag. But this is my time. This is my prime. I've made it. This is where I want to be. This is my time. This is my prime. I know where I'm going. This is me. I've lived through some good times and some bad. I'm grateful for the good times that I've had. And the only way to keep from getting old is dying young. And there are songs still waiting to be sung. There's a calm and easy feeling in my soul. I've got most of what I want. I'm on a roll. Life gets easier and better when you know what it's about. I'm finding my own voice. I want to shout. This is my time. This is my prime. I've made it. This is where I want to be. This is my time. This is my prime. I know where I'm going. This is me. This is me. Thank you.
Great song.
You know, for a long time I didn't even believe I could ever write songs. That was one of my first. It was still the one that I like the best, I think. I get a lot of good reactions.
What is really good is you are a wonderful singer-songwriter, but you only wrote a few songs. Mm. So whichever songs you have done, they're really quality songs instead of
well, there's some bad ones I never sing for.
No, I know. Okay. But I'm saying the ones that you've recorded, the ones you've sung publicly, it's only a handful of songs, but each one is really, really good.
Thank you, thank you. But there's so many good traditional songs out there and songs by other people. I don't want to bore you with only my own songs, but that's the one I'm proud of.
Well deserved.
And, you know, it kind of surprised me, too, because I'm writing a song about getting older, and I thought I was going to write something depressing, and to my own surprise, this came out, and it seemed really true, so I'm glad I wrote it.
What's very interesting about that song is this may not have been your intention, but after hearing it, I really wish I had met your grandmother. Sounds like she was a lot of fun.
She was, and that's absolutely true. She really did wear false eyelashes and high heels until she died. She was about 88, I think, and she was still flirting with the men in the nursing home, and she had these big eyelashes.
My wife's mother was the same way.
Yeah, but she was always sort of a teenager who never quite grew up, but she was very, very sweet.
What else would you like to share with us?
All right, this is another song I wrote. My third one. And it's another thing that women tend to identify with. It's the end of Act 1. The play has been fun. There's applause as they start intermission. You get out of your seat as you rise to your feet. All the men separate from the women. You look for the sign and you get on the line. Each person with his or her gender. You wave to your man as he goes to the can, and your belly grows more and more tender. Your feet start to hurt as you tug on your skirt. You look at your watch and start humming. The woman in front of you smiles and says hi. You smile back and say, how's it coming? She says there are 52 women ahead, 3 toilets and one of them's dripping. Your man's at the bar as he smokes a cigar with a drink that he's leisurely sipping. And the clock has been ticking, the light bulbs are flicking. It's time to go on with the show. Intermission is over, the men have long gone, but the ladies are waiting to go. They finish the first set, the music's been grand. You go down the steps to the basement. The old church needs painting, the floorboards all creak, the railings are due for replacement. You see an old friend, and it's been a while since you've had this much time to catch up. and talk to each other while crossing your legs and wishing they'd all hurry up. And the clock has been ticking, the light bulbs are flicking, it's time to go on with the show. Intermission is over, the men have long gone, but the ladies are waiting to go. Women, it's time to fight for our rights. We all know that it isn't fair. When men's rooms and women's rooms are the same size, the time has come to declare. Give us more toilets, it's what we deserve. Go to the men's room if you have the nerve. Spread the news all around, don't take it sitting down. Please let my people go. And the clock has been ticking, the light bulbs are flicking, it's time to go on with the show. Intermission is over, the men have long gone, but the ladies are waiting to go.
Very clever and entertaining.
Yes, and also quite true. Ask any woman. So what else can I tell you?
Well, it's been at this since your days at Hunter Uptown.
Even longer than that.
Even longer, but that's
I
when
was
you first
12 years old when I first started to play
wow.
guitar. I started playing Burl Ives songs, and then I learned the complete score of My Fair Lady and all the Rodgers and Hammersteins. And I sang when I was 16. By the time I was in college, we had what we called the Hootenannies, the Hunter Hoot at Hunter College in the Bronx. And that was really the first time I performed on a stage, and that was a real thrill. And recently I've re-met some of those people on Facebook, and it turns out they had recorded some of those concerts that were made in 1965 and 66. And oh, what a thrill that was, hearing the way I sounded at 19. It was like, it's like me, but not me, you know, really, it was very exciting. And I liked it so much, I made a CD out of it. So it's called Very Early Anne. And my mother loves it because she loved listening to me when I was that old.
What's interesting is your guitar teacher from back when you were 12,
that's right, yeah.
still alive, lives in her neighborhood, and comes to her concerts.
Lives across the street from me, actually, yes. Sylvia Elbaz.
That's great. We should tell folks how they can find out more about your recording and your performance schedule.
Okay, well, I have a website. It's www.anneprice.com. Very simple.
And with an E on the end.
And with an E on it.
The French way.
Yes. And then later, of course, I joined the New York Pinewoods Folk Music Club. And I made some wonderful friends there, and have been playing music ever since. That was around 1976. And I've had those same friends for 30 years, and we still sing together.
She's been on the board of directors for about 30 years also.
Well, on and off. I took a few breaks there.
Good.
Yes. And that's how I met Steve. And at first, Steve and I were in a group called McDougal Street Rent Party.
McDougal Street Rent Party. It was
with
Joel Landy, who has a TV program on cable TV in New York City called Songs of Freedom.
Right.
And I think it's produced at Manhattan Neighborhood Network, I believe, in Manhattan.
And
Gina Tlamsa, who lives in New Jersey and is a Sunday morning, she's the music director of I think a Lutheran church in Jersey City.
And Eric Levine.
Eric Levine, who is a great friend of ours,
he died
disability rights activist, and he's sick all his life with kidney problems, and despite 3 transplants, they just got worse and worse, and he passed away about 2 years ago.
Right, and then once Eric was gone, we really couldn't keep the group together, but we're still friends, and we still sing together sometimes.
And Ann and I, at that point, sort of formed an informal partnership. I still do a lot of things on my own. Ann does a lot of things on her own. But one thing we do together, I guess we should mention, is that we do concerts and workshops of little-known Woody Guthrie songs. We're not going to do any now because of copyright issues and so on, but that became one of our little subspecialties.
Yeah, and we've done that in a number of cities now, and that's really a lot of fun. I mean, Guthrie wrote thousands of songs, many of whom no one has ever heard or very few people have ever heard. And it's a thrill to be able to introduce them to people.
And we also
these
perform sometimes. In fact, we just performed this past Saturday at the People's Voice Cafe, which is a coffee house in the Community Church of New York. We just performed there with this fellow, Hillel Arnold, who he's now an archivist at the NYU Library, but he had previously been the Woody Guthrie Archives archivist. And so he had access to a lot of this material, and he's really very knowledgeable about it. So it's a lot of fun performing with him.
And about once a year we do the Woody Guthrie Birthday Bash concert in Greenwich Village. And we get a lot of friends together and just do Guthrie songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we should give the Pinewoods website.
Right.
Yes. That's www.folkmusicny.org.
And you do that as one word, folkmusicny, then .org for organization.
Right. You're going to do a song together now?
We could do Santa Fe
You
Trail.
want to do Santa Fe Trail, you got to do it in A, right?
Yeah. Actually, we both recorded this
separately.
Slightly differently on each
Slightly
song.
differently. This is a song that was written about 1911 by, was it James Grafton Rogers and who was the other one? James Gower.
Yes.
But Rogers later became a very well-known lawyer in
Let's sing it.
Colorado. No, we'll sing it.
Talk too much. Tell me, friends, have you sighted a schooner alongside of the Santa Fe Trail? Well, it might be here Monday or sooner, and a water keg tied to its tail. There was a paw and a maw, and you'll see, and somewhere along by the way, there's a two-headed gal on a pinto, just a jangling for old Santa Fe. Yo-ho, 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 just a jangling for old Santa Fe. Yo-ho, 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 just a jangling for old Santa Fe. Well, I seen him come down the arroyo as they crossed by them Arkansas sands. She had smiles like acres of sunflowers, held a little brown quirt in her hand, and she mounted her pinto so airy, and she rode like she carried the mail, and her eyes, they set fire to the prairie alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yo-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yo-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Well, I once had a gal on the border that I'd ride to El Paso to side. I have danced in some high-stepping order, and if sometimes, 'cause some gals could night, but oh, they're all ruffles and dealing, and they drink fancy tea by the pail. I ain't used to that kind of stampeding alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yo-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yo-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. down, where camp can be made in the swell, and I'll come on that gal on the Pinto, alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yah-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail. Yah-ho, 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 alongside of the Santa Fe Trail.
Thank you.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Oh, we just have time to plug your website one more time and take it out with the tune.
All right, let's take it out with Rolling Home. And my website again is Ann Price, AnnEPrice.
You're going to be rolling
.com.
home
In E.
Hold on a second.
Stand all hands to man the capstan. See the cable running clear. Heave away, and with a will, boys, for New England we will steer. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land, to thee. Many thousand miles behind us, many thousand miles before, ocean lifts its wings to bring us to that well-remembered shore. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land, to thee. Around Cape Horn, one frosty morning, and the sails were full of snow.